Hey guys, welcome back to Still Not Over It. Hopefully you guys are still not over it because neither are we. I'm Shelby. This is CM, and yeah, let's get into it.
What are we talking about this week, Shelby?
I'm so glad you asked. We're talking about Heathers.
Is it the Heathers or Heathers? I think it's just Heathers. I don't
It's just
remember.
Heathers. That's a good question
The
though.
original movie, 1988, I think. Let me check. I want to say
September
it's
1st, 1989.
it came out in 1989. How'd you know? Oh, is
Dear
that a line? Is that a
Diary.
line from the musical?
In the musical, that's how it starts.
For some context, Shelby is an avid fan of the musical, and I just watched the movie. I don't know if I'd seen it before. It felt like the first time. It didn't feel like the first time because it's like so in popular culture, but like for me, it felt like the first time. Many things to talk about. A quick run through of the plot. It follows Veronica. I always want to call her Victoria.
I
I'm
know,
really
I
bad
get
with
that.
V names. It follows Veronica, and I remember it because of like Veronica and Jughead, like the
It helps
country
me because I'm
comics.
like, oh, Winona. Like I remember that her agent at the time was like, "Don't take the role. It's a weird role. You don't want to be the weird girl." And she was like, "This role is incredible. I want it so badly."
And I want to be typecasted as the weird girl for the rest of my life.
And she was like, I would fire my agent before I lost this role." She was like, "I don't think you get what I'm about." And we love what she's about, obviously.
So it follows this girl played by Winona Ryder. She is just a high school junior. She's friends with these three girls who all are named Heather. Heather McNamara,
Nailed it.
Heather Duke, and Heather. I had they're in the wrong order. And
Chandler.
Heather Chandler. Okay.
The
And
mythic
we're just
bitch.
gonna call them Heather A, B, and C from now on to make it easier for me.
Oh my god, we
Heather,
should call them
Heather,
Heather C, D, and M.
that's too much to remember.
She
So
said no out of order.
Heather A is like the queen bee, popular girly pop. Heather B has an eating disorder, and Heather C is like sort of like wants to be class president type beat. Um,
If I could
and
interject, I would say that the eating disorder one is more like class president
no,
and
hey, we
and
we
and
all have
C,
participated in eating orders
yeah,
here.
yeah, this is a safe
This
space.
is a safe
It's like
space.
I would say that she has an eating disorder and strives to be class president as she is multifaceted, and that she and also her parents are like
Okay,
they paid for implants.
in the movie, it's Heather Duke who wants to be class president, and it's Heather B
McNamara.
who has an eating disorder.
No, no, still the same. I would just say in both the movie and musical, Heather McNamara is just kind of a ditz.
Yeah, but it's so they're yeah. I'm making sure we're not getting them confused, right? The one,
Yes.
not me getting a work email. Let me just.
You didn't put it on Do Not
I
Disturb.
know.
This is the most
Um,
vital time of your weekend.
I think it's So Heather Chandler is the one with the eating disorder.
Duke.
Let me check because
Do you know what? Those girls were gorgeous. I bet they all had eating disorder. I bet they were
Shelby
all. No, canonically,
Heather
it's Heather
Duke.
Duke. Yes, canonically, Heather Duke is the only one with an eating disorder.
And then what is the middle Heather?
Dude, McNamara is like the ditzy cheerleader. This is so funny.
I am so is it racist? Is it is it
No,
racist? Is it bad that I
they're all nearly identical white girls.
it's
You're good.
extremely sexist of me to get them all confused.
No, it's true. It's a like how you're discriminating based. It's like they all have the same first name, and like that's why you're
The
mixing
only
them
reason
up.
why I'm mentioning eating disorders is because it's such a like
It's
a
part of the plot,
it's part of the plot. Um,
and also a defining character trait of Heather's, unfortunately.
yeah. It also it's talked about so casually and like they make so many jokes.
Like the
Anyways,
teachers make jokes. They're like, "Oh, Heather's puking again. That's why she's late for first period."
that's so like 1985 or whatever they say.
Yeah, it's
And
so
then
last year.
um and they're all friends. They're kind of like the queen bees of the school. Veronica's I don't know if the movie provides context of why they're friends, but the musical does. And the musical explains that they're friends because Veronica's like really good at forging things, so she like forges hall passes and shit for them, signs stuff, signs report cards, etc., etc., which was helpful because when I was watching the movie, I was like, I might have missed it in the movie, but in the movie, I was like, why is she friends with these bitches? Like, it makes no sense. She's nothing like them.
No, you totally don't miss it. The opening scene is them playing croquet together, and they're presumably, I think they do tell you whose house it is. It's one of the Heathers, but I don't know if it's Duke or Chandler. And you see Chandler like talking down to Heather Duke, and eventually she does get on Veronica as well. And you wonder, aside from presumably they're all in the same social class and financial group, why are these girls friends? They don't seem to enjoy each other's company.
Mm-mm.
They're dressed in like a color block. It's very
Is it? I think it
strange.
might be because they're all pretty and that's all they have in common. And I guess maybe like that. I guess that there are plenty of friend groups that they're all just friends because they're pretty.
It's a large high school.
Yeah. So a new kid comes to school, new bad boy on the block, JD.
Ooh.
He walked so that Timothy Chalamet's character and Lady Bird could run. Very much the like outcast, new boy in school. Veronica is immediately like, yes, I have to have him. We know nothing about him except for that like he's a little sarcastic, and she's like, I'm sold. Okay, I'm gonna kill for this man.
Say less.
Literally. So they become like romantically entwined. They like hook up the first day they hang out, I'm pretty sure. And good for
They
her.
like start talking. They're like, "Hey, do you want to go to 7-Eleven? Like, they have slushies.
For some
Do you
reason,
know about the
field golf.
slushies?
What is it that they play? Field golf? What
Is
is
it
that?
disc golf? I think it's
There's
not
no
disc golf.
discs. It's like they have like a thing and they hit balls.
You're sure that's not croquet?
Is it croquet?
It's
That
croquet.
okay, so they
Croquet.
play croquet for some reason.
Mm.
The parents, as parents always are in high school dramas, are absent.
Absent or terrible.
Absent or like useless. Like
Yes. JD's parents just not there.
JD's dad scary,
Yeah.
mom dead,
Yep.
and then
Really fell down on the job there.
Veronica's parents they're
Checked out,
checked out. They got to be on Xanax or something.
They're like, "You're having a good day at school, Sweetie. She's having a mental breakdown."
There's like something with them. They are, okay. And
They're like,
then
"She's gonna figure it out. High school is just funny like that." And it's like,
so basically Heather McNamara is a big bitch. So Veronica, I don't know how to say it more nicely, like a huge, like manipulative, like rude,
period.
just like stereotypically like whatever. When you picture a Regina George, truly a Regina George. So Heather and JD want to quote unquote teach her a lesson.
No,
Because
that's not McNamara. That's Chandler. That's Chandler.
I keep getting see why it's so confusing. They're all named Heather. So
I was like, where's CM going with this? And it's because it's Chandler.
Okay, Heather A. Is that fair?
Yes, we're back on A.
It's Heather A, who I'm trying to talk about here. She and Veronica go to a party. Veronica gets really drunk and throws up. Heather makes fun of her.
They all have to go to this party. It's a Ridgeland party. Basically, it's a party with older boys, college boys. It's a big
so
deal
it's mandatory.
Mandatory because Veronica's not psyched to go to this party.
One thing about a Heather party is it's mandatory. So they go to this party. Veronica gets really drunk and throws up. Heather A tells everyone about it at school, makes fun of her. So Veronica and her new boo thing, JD, are like, we should teach her a lesson. We should make her throw up and then tell everyone about it, or like that, something like that. So they break into her house. No one's home. Do they actually have parents in this universe? Who's to say? So they break into her house. She's supposed to be like out, I think, with her grandparents. That's neither here nor there. They mix all this shit from underneath her kitchen sink, give it to her. At first she's like hip to it because she's like not stupid. She's like, what, why would I drink this? And she's like, but you won't. JD's like, but you won't drink it. And she's like, yeah, I'll drink it. Drinks it. It poisons her. It's really unclear if like JD was like deliberately trying to kill her or if
Well,
he
not really, because there's two drinks, remember?
yeah.
There's two. So JD is really deliberate in his actions. What's really not clear is Veronica. Because Veronica turns around and she's messing with the drink that they're both putting stuff in, and JD says, "Oh, it's a hangover cure, haha." And then there's drain cleaner under the sink. And JD gets the drain cleaner out and he pours that into the cup and he makes a joke about it, like, "Oh, I should show her." And Veronica goes, "But you didn't really put that in the cup, right?" And JD holds that gaze for a minute and goes, like, "No." And Veronica sees like both cups and like takes JD's word for it and takes the cup that he just said there wasn't drain cleaner in, but she kind of has this feeling and she's seen the drain clean. She has this feeling that it's in there. So there is this question about her culpability in the situation because he told her that it wasn't there, but she saw what she saw,
I'm
you
gonna
know?
say she's absolutely culpable. If this was real life, this would absolutely be manslaughter, maybe involuntary manslaughter because it was an accident, manslaughter nonetheless. Anyways, Heather A, they take it, she drinks it, she falls, she's dead in her room, and then they're sitting in her room and they're like, oh God, like this isn't looking good.
Rats.
They're like, shucks, they accidentally killed her. Which brings me to the slasher of it all. I think like at its core, it is also like a slash, like a slasher film. I'm sure is this pre-Scream
It is, I believe
or
so.
is it like contemporary? Either way, it's very much like a slasher film in the sense of like they're very casual about like the carnage. So they kind of freak out. They end up Veronica, which brings us back to her skill of forgery, forges a suicide note um by Heather A, and they leave it at that. The next day at school, they're like, she killed herself. Like she was so misunderstood. Like you'd think if you were beautiful and popular, you never kill yourself. And which is it that all is crazy. They like read her suicide note in class. Kids are like, are we gonna be tested on this? Um, crazy, crazy stuff. So she's dead.
Super
Boom.
pre-Scream, 1988 versus 1996.
I'll talk about it after, but I really do feel like this film is like had to have changed like film as we know it. So many, I feel like different genres have shot off because of it. Um, it it was the blueprint for sure.
100%.
Um, almost done with the plot. So there's two popular football players. They want to scare them because he's like he's essentially like a serial. One of them is like basically a serial date raper. Um, awful dude. They
You
kill.
know what?
They kill. They
It was a different time.
yeah. There's so much of it wouldn't fly today. Anyways, they frame. They like want to. They want to like prank him again. It's unclear if they knew the guns were loaded. Blah 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 blah. They both
This is like what the boys do, by the way. Like JD and Ram. I'm sorry, not JD and Ram. Kurt and Ram. Like this is like how they hang out together. You're supposed to like presume. Like they're like the dumb jocks. They were at the party with the girls that didn't go well.
oh, they were absolutely my favorite death because I hated them.
Like they're
They're
not.
very much like a tag team date rape duo.
So when they're hanging out playing with the guns, you're kind of like finally, you know what I mean? You're like you're rooting for it.
The reason why they do it is Veronica does it. She wants to just scare them because they tell a rumor that like she gave both of them head one night and she hates that. So she's like, I'm gonna teach them a lesson, take them into the woods and scare them. They end up being shot dead, both of them, and then she and JD make it look like they killed each other because they were both gay and in like a relationship that was they couldn't live anyway. So they set that up.
You're like
They're
his dad.
boom, they're dead, and then sort of all of this sort of like starts out a wave of suicide attempts at the high school. Um, so it just seems like there's this big suicide crisis when really it's just Veronica and her boo killing people. Um, blah 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 blah. He ends up being evil. JD ends up being evil. It's all a revenge plot because he wants like he's angry because his mom got killed essentially by his dad in a building collapsing, and so he wants the like whole high school to come together and quote unquote like this like mass suicide. He was going to blow up the school. She ends up stopping him at the last minute. Blah 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 blah. Veronica, you look like you've been to hell. You've been in hell. She's like, yeah, I just got back. She saves the school. He ends up blowing himself out up in front of the school, etc. The end. So much to unpack.
I think you may have skipped over Heather McNamara's suicide attempt.
She attempts. So Heather, yeah,
McNamara.
yeah,
This is
tries to swallow
post
all of these.
Heather Chandler's death. She's like, "Oh my gosh, without Heather Chandler, what's the point? It's just me and Heather Duke now."
She attempts to kill herself. Veronica stops her. Veronica's suddenly gaining a conscience finally after
She's
three
like,
people.
"Man, all this stuff is really starting to like make me feel bad."
Yeah.
Weird.
So she's like changing tubes. There is like a brief interlude where I say like Veronica pretends to kill herself so that JD can like reveal his big
So
master
funny.
plan to destroy the school, which she has to stop. Um, and Heather Duke sort of like kind of crowns herself like queen now that the other Heather's dead. She's like, there's a new
Mm.
bitch in charge. That one's dead. It's me now.
Takes one day. Like the next day, she
she's
rolls up
also
at
she's
school.
also like running a scam, like a bid for class president or some shit scam where she's like collecting all of these names, making people sign for shit that's like not what they're signing for. She's like, sign
Literally.
here for free school milk to the kid that likes milk, etc etc, like sign here for
Save
like,
the planet.
yeah. So she like changes what she's like petitioning for to get all these signatures. JD notices that like is cools off on Veronica when he realizes she's developing a conscience. So he uses Heather Duke to like get all these signatures because he wants all of these signatures in an effort to make it seem like the school committed a mass suicide. But it's actually crazy how much happens in 90 minutes. Now that I'm thinking about it.
It's a
They
crazy movie.
waste no time. These days they're wasting time in films. Bring back 90-minute movies. Bring them back.
We
Keep
need
it
that
moving.
succinct.
I
Absolutely.
need it
Like they
quick.
have a mission.
I need it quick. I need it snappy. I got a TikTok. What is it? See? I have a TikTok attention span. I need movies quick. Quick.
If anyone really enjoyed Heather's, I would recommend the movie Jawbreaker.
Okay.
And that's
I'd
all I'll
recommend
say.
Mean Girls. I'd recommend the Scream franchise. There's so many. I will say that JD dies, blows up at the end. Veronica saves the day. She saves the high school. I do
Period.
think that like this movie walked so that like Mean Girls could run. I was like, this is the exact same plot where like girl is in a friend group that she hates being in. She hates them because they're fucking like, you know,
I
empty
think
skulled, like mean girls. And she's like smart and like likes to read and like so she someone an outside force and like convinces her to like use her position within this friend group to like bring down the friend group, and like that is very Mean Girls coded.
so. If I go on AO3, have you been on AO3 for Heather's?
I haven't.
What?
Not guilty.
You
I haven't,
haven't?
but I did look up like the main ships, so
Okay. I've been on AO3 for Heather. Some of it's pretty good. Um, some of it's pretty like, you know, a lot of people really like, Heather, 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 and Veronica. A lot of people just like
that
Heather.
is wild.
Some people
That's wild.
some people just like Heather Chandler and Veronica, and then they pair off like McNamara and Duke. I see that a little bit more authentically because
Oh
like
yeah, that makes
I
sense.
I see the romance between like Veronica and Heather Chandler, especially in that scene where they're at the party and they're fighting. And Veronica says like, "Lick it up, baby, lick it up." Like I see that like that line. People say like there's a really thin line between love and hate. Like I just see that. Like there's like fire coming out of Heather Chandler's eyes. Like she either wants to slap Winona Ryder or kiss her, and it's like they just have really electric chemistry
Mm-hmm.
leading up to Heather Chandler's death. So I get that ship. I get it. I'm with y'all. I think
Um,
it's Chansaw.
that's a cool name.
Pretty good, right?
I Oh my god, I also was reading about how like the colors of their bows like symbolize like different things. Like Heather Duke is green because like she's envious. And then
Oh, I love that.
Heather McNamara is yellow because she's like people pleaser. Didn't know I was like I didn't know yellow was like symbolic of that, but go off, I
Read
guess.
us. Yeah, that's crazy.
And then yeah, so that was like
Blue,
that's
red.
interesting.
Yeah,
Red for alpha leader.
100% red.
Um so yeah.
That's so cool, dude.
I also think it's interesting like how it I mean, I feel like all high school movies like they really dig into like the fact that like what they consider friendship is an actual friendship. It's like
Mm.
all very surface level, and because it's so surface level, it allows like crazy things to happen because none of them trust each other. Sort of like the movie Bodies, where like they're a friend group, but like at the end of the day, they all secretly hate each other. So as a result, like things can go poorly because there's no like true trust. Um,
I really enjoyed that movie.
Me
Like
too. My
I
sister didn't
really
like it, and I was like, "What's wrong with you?" I was like, "It is so good." The line, she hate listens to your podcast.
no. See, some people don't. I think what some people didn't like was that the ending, not to spoil it. I think what some people didn't appreciate was, the first character, the death that sets it all off. I
Mm-hmm.
think some people didn't appreciate the twist with that. And I thought that was
But that's the
perfect.
whole
That's
point.
the whole point
That's
because
the
it create
whole point.
exactly because it created this culture that just magnified and magnified and magnified until there was no putting the genie back in the
Because if
bottle
they actually
because
knew
there
each
was
other,
no
if
foundation.
they actually knew and loved and trusted each other, they would have been like, okay,
That makes no
none of
sense.
us would have done that. None of
Exactly,
I can
exactly.
confidently say in my friend group, none of us would have done that.
And honestly, also when people started breaking down and saying like, "You have why would I? Why would I?" Like that's a person that I loved as well. I think we would have like looked at each other as human beings and be like, "You're right. I have known you since third grade, fifth grade, whatever year and time, and chosen you as a friend. And I do know that you're not a murderer." You know what I mean? I think that understanding and love would have been there. And just
Yeah,
towards
not
the
even
end,
like necessarily love, just like trust.
right?
Trust.
Trust that you're not a murderer, which is like a really low bar.
Yeah, I don't even have to like you to know, like, to trust that you're not gonna. I know people that I don't like that, like, I trust aren't murderers.
Right,
But
exactly. Like you might be a bad person, but you're not a murderer.
yeah, so great
Right.
movie. Highly recommend it.
Really enjoyed it. I thought it was funny. And I thought it was unique. I'm not saying it's
It's also directed by a woman, and I feel like you can tell when films are directed by women versus men, which brings me back to Heather's because, like, is it directed by a man? Because it gave that. I could be wrong, but I actually let me look it up. Like,
that's
because
so
now
funny, dude. It was 1989. Of course, it was directed by a man.
women couldn't hold cameras then.
No, truly, it's a miracle that so many were allowed on set at one time. It's a miracle that we were allowed to pass the
Yeah, it was
Bechdel
directed by
test.
a man. And written by a man.
Yep.
And there are like certain things in movies like this where you can just tell it's written by a man. And I
Mhm.
this movie definitely gave that. Um,
But it's one of those things like people still talk about Heathers today. The musical is something that continues to be reinvented, and so I think that's how you know that you've made like a piece of culture that people really love.
oh
Is
yeah, it like wasn't a box office hit. It later became like fan favorite. Look at us, we're talking about it right now.
at the time I think people were like this movie is kind of different. You know what I mean? In like a
Also, like I feel like it pushed. Yeah, I don't know what it was like in the '80s. So I
no,
wasn't
we were
there.
not born.
We weren't born. We're very young,
We're super youthful guys. No,
and
the first time I introduced her to Heather's, I was like, I'm gonna play you a song, and then I'm gonna play you the same song again. The first one's gonna be a cover, and the second one is gonna be the original. And so I played her a cover of Candy Store, and then I played her the
are we gonna
original,
talk about who the cover's by?
and then I played her the original Broadway Candy Store. And it was just fucking incredible. And
Shut up, Heather.
sometimes when I play music in the car with CM, it's not good. So I have to ask for permission for the aux. And so the cover was from the Riverdale cast's version of Candy Store. And so it's "Shut up, Tony." Incredible. And it just like it hits, you know?
It also makes so much sense that like Heather was like self-aware enough, Heather's that Riverdale was self-aware enough to like do this play in the show because like there wouldn't be a Riverdale if it wasn't for Heather's. There simply wouldn't be. Like the absurdity, the like the stereotypical like jocks, and I mean her name's Veronica, like
Such a good choice. But they don't let her play Veronica. I love that. Like, that was so funny. Get this girl some blush, and Heather, I need your brush. And then it's like, what are we talking about? It's like, yeah, she was a real mess after her breakup with Tony. Like, I listened to it in the car. It's like 10 minutes. Oh, I adore it. I really, some people were upset, like Riverdale fans, with what Riverdale did with the musical.
mm-hmm.
That's my favorite episode of
What
Riverdale,
you're upset that
hands down.
You're upset that Riverdale did a bad job
It's
covering your
like,
musical.
are you kidding me? I think Riverdale did a phenomenal job with that.
I think
Phenomenal.
Riverdale it, and that you know we need to appreciate things
Phenomenal.
for what they are. Okay, Riverdale is in a league of its own. Okay,
Have we forgotten how to appreciate art as a society? Like, I think that's crazy. Like, it's
can
like
you
people.
imagine having to do a musical episode? You sign up for a show. They're like, okay, it's a teen drama, and then they're like,
By
by
the way,
the
how
way,
many of you can sing? And the cast was like,
by the way, can you guys sing and dance? Because
and like, actually,
one random,
everyone but Cole Sprouse could.
and they're like, you know what? One episode every season without warning, they're just gonna sing, and people are gonna like it.
And we
And if
like
they
it.
don't like it, I'm still gonna do it every season.
And you know what? You can skip one episode a season. It's not that big of a deal. But you
We'll
actually
recap
can't
it.
because it's like necessary
You
for
can't
plot
skip anything in
purposes.
that show.
No, you can't. Like, sorry for the spoilers, but it's season 2 and the show's been off the air for years. Midge dies in the musical, so it's like major for the plot. You know what I mean? It's like you actually can't skip the Heather's musical episode at all. Number one, because it's phenomenal, and number two, because it's essential to the plot. Rest in peace, Midge.
What other movies walked? Oh, there's Stranger Things. I feel like also as I felt the Stranger Things-ness of Heather's. It's probably just because it's the 80s.
I
Um,
feel so bad for Jawbreaker that just never got the attention that Heather's got. I think it's probably because it came out after, where it's very similar in plot. Same thing, girls in the 80s. It's Rose McGowan and her kind of entourage of friends. They kidnap another girl where they throw her in the trunk of the one girl's car um, for her birthday. It's her birthday. So they go to her house. She's rich. They throw her in the trunk. They bound and gagged, of course, because like they're mean girls and it's the 80s, and so that she doesn't scream because they've kidnapped her from her house, they're going to take her for pancakes before school. They throw a jawbreaker in her throat. And when they get to the diner, she's dead. And they're like, man, we've killed our buddy on the way. It's like the first thing that happens in the movie. They're like, rats, like no one's even that upset, frankly.
Shucks.
Yeah, they're like, what do we do? You know what I mean? Like, so the one girl, it's almost kind of like she's happy about it, like the meanest girl, Rose McGowan, because it's like, she wants to be prom queen. She kind of likes that girl's boyfriend, I think. Maybe it's been a while since I've seen it. And her other friends at first are like freaking out about this. They like leave the body in the trunk and then go to school. You know what I mean? Like it's like a true 80s, but they're like, well, we don't know what to do. And they drive this like fuck ass little yellow bug. And it's like, you know what I mean? Like be so for real, but like they have to go to school. And it's like, it's very funny and dark in like the same way that like, you know, I think it's very similar, and I don't even think that many people have heard of it.
There's a line in Heather's, and they're talking. It's like the kumbaya teacher that's like, we all need to hold hands to talk about our feelings. The kids are killing themselves, and she's like talking about something, and one of the like I think the school principal says, like call me when the shuttle lands. To which I say, we need to bring that back. In the age of conspiracy that we now live in, we need to start telling people that they can call us when the shuttle lands. Because I thought that was so funny, so to the point,
So
like
good.
so good. Here I wrote down other lines that I loved.
Call me when the
Um,
shuttle lands.
um, oh, that line that's like, I killed my best friend, and then like JD's like, and your worst enemy, and then they're like, same thing. I was like,
It's like like, what?
I was like, oh,
Oh, high school?
so written by a man. So written by a man. Oh, they hate each other. They're rivals. There can't be two pretty girls at once. Like,
And they're pretty in such different ways. You know what I mean? And it's like,
if this was real life, there'd be no problems. I really
not
think
at
they'd
all.
just be like four pretty gals, friends.
They'd
But
be like, man, high school
they're like,
sucks.
this movie was written by. He's like, they have to hate each other and have deep seated insecurities.
Cat fight. It's like they already have crap parents. Can't that be what unites them? Like
Yeah,
that would unite us,
yeah. I love
You
my
know?
mom and dad.
No, exactly. That's not what united us at
No.
all. Our
Mm-mm.
parents all worked for the legal system, no doubt.
We have very different lore that united
Very different one.
us.
Very.
Anyways, yeah, call me when the shuttle lands, great line. That scene, there's a scene where like Veronica like showers with her clothes on and then it just cuts. They never talk about it. I'm like, what is I mean, I think it's an attempt to like wash off the fact that she's a murderer now, but I was still like,
We can still see that you're a
um
murderer.
what else did I say?
But I appreciate the subtlety.
Sarah Burris. What was the name of that movie? Sarah Burris is the loser.
Oh yeah,
It
yeah,
stars
yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
one girl. She like stalks a boy and like it's normalized. That was a crazy movie. We should talk about it sometime because what was that?
That
Anyways,
movie was. I feel like they almost were trying to normalize.
catfishing. It was crazy.
Yeah. Oh,
Crazy.
Sierra Burgess is a loser.
What did I call it?
Well,
Carl?
I'm
Sarah.
excited. I can't wait to see what other bitchy mean girls are in store for us.
Yeah, I need a refresher anyways, so
Yeah, I'm always down for some bullying 101. And I haven't catfished anybody in a while, so I could be down.
catfishing is so devious. The fact that there's still a show, Catfish, in the year of our Lord 2025 is crazy because like
Okay,
at
I've
3 weeks in, you got to be suspicious about someone not wanting to FaceTime you.
I have a really good friend who also also acts, and so we send each other jobs all the time on Backstage because you'll see like 7 in a row that are like catfish season whatever casting. Are you dating someone online and they're making you suspicious? Are you catfishing someone and
Can we
don't know how to
catfish each
let them
other so we
know?
can get on the show?
My friend Morgan and I are talking about doing that. I would be willing to do that with another
I
person.
wonder if people have done it.
Honestly, I would assume so because they're constantly posting looking for people to work on the
The
show. And
craziest ones are like, yeah, I was talking to this girl for like 8 years and I found out it was my cousin. Like,
it's like, okay,
makes
I'm
me,
so sorry. You fucking deserve that. Like,
makes me
what do
want to
you
rip off my skin
mean?
though. Like crazy that I think it's not really about the person who gets catfish, who is like obviously a little bit stupid, very
Oh
naive,
shit.
and the
Caitlin, you have Netflix, right?
yeah, the
Have you
psychology of the person who like does a 8 year catfish is fascinating.
have you seen My Sleep? No, I'm still not over
It's
it.
like the
Like my
shit
sleep.
is fucking crazy. And
The
the
fact that
fact we
it's
got to do an episode on it. I think it was so great to watch Heather's, especially as someone who like loves a teen drama. Because am I in your ear too much?
No, not at all.
DJ.
I'm just like honestly, I just think I look hot like this.
You do. You do.
Thank you.
I will say that I think that it gave so much it gives like so many movies are so clearly like because of it. So if you're a Mean Girls fan, you're a Scream fan, you're a Degrassi fan, you're a Skins
Ooh,
fan, anything like that, watch Heather's because you're gonna be like, oh, she's the blueprint. Like,
period.
anyways, loved it. Moving on to Sierra Burris is a loser.
Awesome. Can't wait. Thanks for checking out our candy store, you guys. Can't wait to tune in next week.